a ton going on, but we managed to make it on. Let's get our light on. Let me fix my chat. And trying to figure out what I'm seeing there. Let's see. Who are we gonna do today? Oh, but that is cute. It's a different take on a seahorse. Let's see. It's a lot of really good ones. But I think we're going to do this one today, just because I am running late and I don't have a crazy amount of time. So this one's a little simpler than some of the others, so it shouldn't be, it may not be as long as some of them we've done in the recent past. But as I said in my title, it's better late than never. I showed up. We're going to get what we can done. Let me pull my coffee forward here. And we're just going to jump right on in. We're going to do this guy like we've done so many things in the past. We're going to start with one simple base color and then come in and modify as we can to give him a little bit more detail and a little bit more interest. I think we're going to be adding a little bit of a pink tone and a little bit of a gray tone and another darker tan to give this guy a little bit more oomph. But to start him off, we'll at least do that. Now, for that little bit of a pink tone, it's going to be just right along this, where it's usually just that little bit of fleshy stuff. And in there is going to get that gray as well, because it looks like it's kind of open just a little bitty bit. So that would be darker than everything else. Now, I don't know if I will make it on tomorrow or not. Today was tricky. Tomorrow is up in the air quite a bit. Tomorrow is my birthday. Part of why I was running late today was kind of trying to nail down plans with my parents for dinner. Hello, Mace. How are we doing today? And thank you. Haven't done anything too exciting yet. We've colored a mussel. Or oyster, whatever he happens to be. I know what I'm looking for. I'm just not finding it. There we go. And this is another case of we're not going super, super nuts. We're just adding just a little bit of interest to him, making him a little more dimensional and a little bit less all one tone. I may be running late, and I may be trying to figure out how to keep my time reasonable. Thank you for that. I did just log on, though. I've been online for not quite 5 minutes today, and I am very, very late compared to what I normally do. I usually try to hit between 3 and 3:30, and I didn't get on till 4 today, so it takes a little bit of time for people to find me. We don't fuss about that. but I've actually been quite thrilled to see my subscriber count growing steadily. Nothing too crazy, just a little bit here and there, but that is honestly ideal. You want to grow organically. You don't want to grow like you're buying subscriptions. That is no way to do things. And yes, there are people who actually do that. Well, I'm in Eastern Standard Time, so for me it is, let's see, 4:08 p.m. Thank you for that. Now he looks at least a little bit better. Now let's color her little friend. We're going to do the same thing with the turtle that we did with the mussel or oyster or whatever that thing is supposed to be. We're going to start with a base color and then come in with the details. Hello, Trent Montgomery. How we doing today? So you are just a little bit later in the day than I am. I actually was not intentionally showing my the time on my watch there, but it kind of worked out neatly, so I'm not complaining. I do on occasion get accused of being a bot or not a real person, so I guess stuff like that does help because you can see that I am in fact a real person who even has a real heartbeat. I don't fuss too much about it, though, because I understand the skepticism in this day and age. Especially the things that they can do with AI now, and the amount of YouTubers that have turned to AI instead of just making their own organic content baffles me. I do. So get some rest, and hopefully next time it won't be quite so late for you. I live in Kentucky myself. We're just trying to give this guy a little bit more dimension, a little bit more shading. Now I need a darker green. That's not quite dark enough, I don't think. Ah, here we go. This is more like almost an army green, but it'll work. It's hard to say you actually love me. You've never met me and probably haven't seen my face, but I appreciate the sentiment. I honestly cannot draw. The artist who drew the coloring book that I'm working in, his name's Selena Fenich. I enjoy her artwork a great deal, and I own a few of her coloring books. But I definitely cannot draw on anything close to that kind of skill level. I can color really well, though. And I actually do enjoy it. We're just kind of going in and filling areas a little bit. Just giving him a little bit more oomph. Now, I think she's going to be in Shades of Aqua, because I have quite a few different ones that I really enjoy using. I do like that her hands are kind of scaled into like a normal looking skin and then back into scaled. So we're going to play with that a little bit. Drawing is a very, very good talent. I wish I had more. I just realized I missed a part of him. Or is that a part of her? I think it's part of my shell guy here. We're gonna make it so. There we go. And just pop in a little bit of extra detail for him. Nothing too crazy. There we go. I envy the talent to color, to draw, but at the same time, I'm very happy with the amount of talent at painting and coloring and other sorts of art that I got, so I am not complaining. Let's see. I'm also kind of thinking and plotting as I work here. Just getting some base colors down so that I can kind of decide what to do. I will definitely finish her up. It only usually takes me between half an hour and an hour. And I do post all of my lives to my page so that people can watch them time as well. I think what we're going to do is just kind of fade her color a little bit. We're going to do just a hint of the green, and then we're going to come back over it with a more normal skin tone. Just for kills. There we go. I have a metallic blue-green tone that I'm going to use for her hair and eyebrows. But now she's got that base color. I want... Where is my peach puff? I do actually have a color called Peach Puff that is my personal favorite skin tone color. But it likes to hide. I swear it does. It's in here somewhere. I don't think you're it. No, you're baby pink. I have an insane amount of pencils in this box, so bear with me for just a second while I find it. There's my bubble gum. Sandy Brown, which is not in the least sandy or brown, which is this. Please bear with me. Have patience with the lady who has not organized her pencils yet and really, really needs to. I can be so organized on so many things. There she is. That is Peach Puff. And this is just going to tie a little bit of warmth back in. Let's see, is my sharpener going to cooperate today? Sort of. That sort of is an acceptable answer for me today, so. We just want to blend the blue or the blue green. It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? This makes it very difficult to actually color with that color. Well, that didn't go according to plan, did it? I was really like getting into it too. That happens sometimes though. And like right now, if I were to try to use this pencil, it would happen again. But we have patience. I did just tap my pencil sharpener very hard against my table. I did make sure that any bits or bobs that might have broken inside it fell down into the case there. All right. She's going to do it again, but I think we have a little bit of time. Hopefully. Nope, maybe not. Once again, just trying to make sure my sharpener doesn't have any bits stuck up in there, because that does happen. And I'm glad I double checked, because I do in fact have pieces stuck up in there. There we go. Third time's a charm, right? Right now she's very odd looking with a little bit of peach in her face and like one streak on her back and nowhere else. So we kind of need to make this work. I don't know if she's gonna or not, but we're gonna try. All right, there we go. She may break again, she may not. We're not going to take a chance or we're not going to wait to find out which it's going to be. We're just going to go for it. One thing I do love with this artist is her bodies are a perfect mixture of realistic and completely fantastic. We finally got that down. Now, I know what I want. And I actually have it fairly handy. I do love this tone. And what is nice with it is it does have just a bit of shimmer built into it so that you can kind of add depth with it and a different layer to some of the harder areas like this to figure out how to color. And I just released a whole bunch of colored pencils that were stuck up under my arm, if you couldn't tell by the sound. There we go. There's one side. And my birds are picking on each other. As I was saying before, I may be on tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon. I may not. I don't really want to make any promises. I am going to be going out to lunch with my family for my birthday. If I get back at a decent hour, I may go ahead and come on. If not, I will just spend time with my family here and we'll come back in on Monday. But at least we managed to get today in. I really wasn't sure if it was going to happen or not. Things have been a little bit wonky today, but that happens. Now, somehow or another, her tail and everything seems to be exactly the same tone, which is not what I wanted. A darker, but still bluish tone. Or a little lighter. Lighter might work. This has a bit more of the green tone to it. Oh, I like that. I just want her to pop just that little bit more and show a little bit of a difference between the tail proper and then the fins. And I think what we're gonna do is find something that's a little bit more blue than green. Or maybe just straight up go blue for her hair and her eyebrows. And then we'll go back over it with that green to make it kind of match together. Except these, I think, need to be a good proper blue. I know I could have gone green. I don't want to do that. I wanted to give her something a little bit different. I can kind of test run this on my eyebrows just to see. Yeah, I think that's going to work. Don't start, babies. You've been being good. And that is my birds, my green cheek conures. They have always got to have opinions, but we were doing really good for a good chunk of today. Excuse me for one moment. Hush your babies. What are we hollering about? What is that? Yeah. Will that help? Yeah. No, it helps babies be hushed? Yeah. And of course, I can't leave you guys out. So you gotta give some teal some milk. Come on. Hey, don't be rude. That was rude. Sorry about that. And if you were wondering what was rude, is one of my cockatiels, Calliope, tried to bite me. which happens on occasion. She's nesting and she's feisty. But she was very apologetic when she realized I was bringing snacks, so she chilled out very quickly. The millet usually works for a good while, and I think we can finish up, hopefully, in the time it takes them to finish their millet. I do love the tone of this blue. I'm almost a little bit sad to mess it up by coming over with green, but it's got to kind of tie in a little bit. We can't have her just random there. Welcome back, welcome back. Thought you were supposed to be going to bed. There we go. Now let's see if we can't add just a hint of greenish to this. I don't know that this green is going to do the trick, but it is going to add that little bit of shimmer that I want, so I think it is actually doing exactly what I'd hoped. Just tying it into that kind of blue-green as opposed to just being blue-blue. We still might come in with a little bit more green to give her some highlights. It is kind of a shame to mess up that blue, though. That it was a really pretty blue. If you haven't guessed, blue is my absolute favorite color. She needs lips. There we go. Now all we have left is to do... Oh, I gotta do her other fins here, don't we? Come in with this again. And I am going to at least hit my 30-minute mark, which makes me happy. I did pick this one intentionally because it wouldn't take me quite as long as some of the others. But I do always try to hit my 30-minute mark. It just seems fair to me. Excuse me. Over here, hiccuping and yawning. Sometimes I relax myself a little too much, I guess. Hello again, Trent Montgomery. All right. Now, I think I want to do... I think we're going to make the border this color. Because I can. And to kind of tie in the fact that it is a water scene after all. I love that just hint of a braid there. There we go. I think my birds are quite happy with my solution to their hollering. They can be an absolute handful, but you can't expect pets, even more intelligent ones like parrots, to fully understand the need for quiet versus times that it's okay to be loud. At their best, my birds are on an intelligence level of about a 3 to 5 year old, so. Can you tell a toddler when it's okay to be noisy and quiet? Or when we need to be quiet, and do they actually listen? If you have a toddler who actually does listen, you are very, very blessed. There we go. I know I could have gone different colors with these, but I really just did not feel like it. And I like the blue. I am quite satisfied with the blue. So it works. Almost there. Definitely not my longest live, but not my shortest either. So I guess we're going to call it a win. And we did accomplish what I think is a really pretty little picture. Now, as I said, I'm not sure if I'll be on tomorrow or not. If I am, it'll be sometime between 3 and 4. Probably closer to the 4 mark because I do have plans tomorrow afternoon. But if I don't see you guys tomorrow, then I will see you on Monday. And I will talk to you guys next time.